So we have the Phytobioreactor here fired up. You can see the tank on top. That's so we can irrigate the turf in the growth chamber, and we can aerate the water. As you can see, it's moving, bubbling up there. That's to gas off the chlorine. We're using tap water right now, so then we can inoculate that water with different biology and biostimulants, fertilizers. We have our freedom to manipulate the irrigation water as we see fit. Humic acid, seaweed extract, fish emulsion, all types of things that we could utilize to encourage plant health and exudates from the turf into the rhizosphere. You can see the exhaust fan there. You can see the grow light. We'll get a little closer in here. There's the rooting medium that we mixed up. It's a high sand, lots of compost, biochar, our own little witch's brew of material to create a disease suppressive medium. It's loaded with beneficial microbes like Bacillus, Pseudomonas, Trichoderma, mycorrhizae, things to associate itself with the plant to colonize the rhizosphere to make the plant more robust, tolerant to stresses, and even suppress diseases. We have the thermostat here connected to the fan. This bulb, when the doors are shut, throws off quite a bit of heat, and so that will be our source of heat. So we'll just have simple ventilation. The over here is the cross, the intake for the air. We have a filter on this side, so that the air that comes in is actually filtered air to try to keep pollen and whatnot out. Right now I got the doors open just to take this video, otherwise the doors stay closed. Underneath this rooting medium is a series of layers with fabric and drainage, flat tile with aeration that helps to manipulate the root zone with soil gases, trying to keep oxygen levels high, keep microbial activity energized, root growth aggressively growing. And then at the end of all this, when we get the crop growing and the biology established, then we have the drainage system here. Basically, we could flood this chamber with water and collect the rinsate, or I should say the leachate, and much like a compost extract or compost tea type scenario, only we will collect the leachate from this root zone that has the host plant growing on it. That's the novel part about this whole thing. The concept here is that the plant that's grown inside this chamber will tease out the biology that it wants to associate itself with, and then that would be a crop-specific probiotic. That's the whole idea of this thing. We'll walk around the back side, and you can see the aeration system, the ballast for the light, the small air pump for the irrigation water, and then the large pump to force the air into the root zone. So you can probably see all these materials, except for just a couple exceptions, the light and the fan is new. Everything else we were able to salvage and piece together, including this old Rubbermaid container. The unit itself is an old dumpster that was abandoned, that we modified. The tank there, you can actually still see the sticker from Terravesco. That's a bulk tank of vermicompost extract that came last year that we used out on the greens. So we use that tank. All the hoses and fittings we just basically scavenge from our inventory. Much of them are actually used, but you know, we had to retrofit the dumpster and modify it so it can take the weight. We reinforced it. It's on its side. It's not, you know, this is typically the bottom here. And so I'll close the doors here, and you can kind of get an idea what it looks like here. It's going to be a little bit of a slam. We still have to do some minor detail work here, as we need to put weather stripping along here. I may remake these doors and make them seal even better. It's the weather right now is still kind of icky, so I might find time to do that. But otherwise, it's fully functioning. We're going to seed it today and get it going. You can see the extent of the aeration that's occurring in subsoil here. It's a powerful air pump that forces air from the bottom up through the root zone. It'll help aerate the root system, help keep the biology very active in the soil, keep it very aerobic. But it also is powerful enough to create some disturbance, as you can see here, and help dislodge some of the biology, put into solution a little bit better some of the chemical components and biochemical material that would be collected in the leachate.